see it from up top. And Jay Edwards has 6. Now it goes to 22-19 and a steal. And Jones has it again.
Okay, these are moments in a ball game that coaches want to have control of if you're Norm Held, as you can't let Marion get a roll at any particular 2 or 3 minute period in a ball game.
Which I think basically, Tom, is what Gary Duncan was trying to do with Southridge today and simply got in so deep he couldn't get out.
Right.
Good strong effort on the rebounding part of Todd Barrett. He came up short though.
What a shot by Persinger.
Kyle Persinger picks up the hoop.
Hey, he was inundated with defenders and arms and shot right through them.
His first 2 points of the game, and now it is a 5-point lead, and that's the biggest of the night for either ball club. Anderson led by 2. The game has been tied 4 times, and the Giants have a 5-point margin now to play with. Tucker. Purple shirts him everywhere, and a rebound, and maybe a foul. The rebound was pulled down by 51 Todd Barrett, and 52 Eric Ewer got him for the Marion Giants. His second.
Barrett started outside on the right. He comes into the middle. Ewer had it, but not able to really secure it. And the moment Barrett got his hands on it, Ewer had his hands on Barrett. So the senior goes to the free throw line.
Norm Held called Todd Barrett our fireman of the year. He was a starter early in the season for the ball club and then accepted a 6-man role, and he's been an integral part of this Anderson victory string as the season progressed.
I would predict that before this half draws to a close, Barrett is going to be whistled for a foul, setting a pick. He's setting some very aggressive picks on his side of the floor. We'll see what happens.
First 2 points of the ball game for the 6'4" senior, Todd Barrett. One of 2 players so far off the bench for Norm Hill's Anderson India. 24-21, 3-point lead. Marion with the basketball and 4.5 minutes to play in the first half. Both ball clubs content to play the zone defense, and they've been effective with it. Here is Edwards. One thing I've noticed, Tom, that Marion's not afraid to do, and that is what they call a skip pass now, is throw the ball across the top.
And another thing they're going to do is get the ball in the hands of the shooters, Edwards and Jones, and they do that well.
Off the mark and a blocking foul. Going to be on Eric Ewer, and I show him with 3.
Well, that is the 3rd foul for Ewer. We're going to see Anthony Tucker right here receive the pass, make a very quick move back to the middle right here. And Ewer trying to hold his hands straight in the air and not come down on him was whistled. And Mike Kraft comes into the ball game replacing Ewer, who now has his 3rd foul. And for the Indians, Eric Hathcock re-enters the lineup, replacing Tim Merriman.
Anderson this year had only 17% of any statistic back. Well, that's a tough way to start a year. He says they weren't ready to play in December. Then they had that 3-week Christmas break. Norm went to Florida, thought about it. The kids had a chance to forget, regroup, and get well. And that's when they turned this whole program around. He also makes a valid point. Over the years, every Anderson squad, Thomas, had a star or stars. He says we don't have that this year. It's a team-oriented situation, and that takes a while to get used to.
Certainly does. Maybe more coaches will start going to Florida over the Christmas vacation, too, to get things organized mentally.
Anthony Tucker, first 2 points of this basketball game. He had a 12-point, 3-rebound afternoon victory over Shelbyville, and they needed them all. That cuts the margin to 3 with 3:51 to play here in the first half. Marion out in front. Edwards got it inside, and Persinger got it home. Kyle Persinger now with 4.
A couple of big baskets for Persinger here in this second quarter, whom they usually do not try to go to extensively, but he's hit a pair.
Great block that time by Lyndon Jones, and a whistle and a foul on Anthony Tucker. Tucker's the guy that took the shot.
Well, Jones did make a nice block that time, and frequently when you have that happen, as it is against Tucker, you come back in a little bit of frustration and commit the foul. He got it blocked away and then fouls Persinger.
All right, we're going to make the walk to the other end. That's just the 4th team foul against Anderson, so no shots involved here.
Eric Ewer has gone to the dressing room. I don't know whether the ankle or the 3 fouls are the greatest problem right now, but we indicated that he had injured that, and Bill Green didn't know how long he could go.
Well, we got a pretty good quarter and a half out of him anyway. Edwards. Boy, really run off of those screens on the corners.
Hey, that's a beautiful thing to watch, the way he came off that screen and skied high and let the ball float out of his fingertips.
7-point lead now. It's the biggest of the ball game. 8 rebounds. Basket going to count, and the foul is on the Anderson Indians, and now the momentum has really begun to roll. Jay Edwards with his 4th field goal this period, and we'll take a look at a good, strong effort again here.
Well, here's Lyndon Jones coming down the right-hand side. His shot is going to be partially blocked, and then off the rim. Edwards rebounds it. Fox is in there to make body contact. And this is one of those time periods we were talking about where Anderson has to get things back under control.
All right, timeout has been taken. We'll take one also. One of your network sponsors, American Fletcher National Bank.
I opened my IRA for the tax break, but now I want more. I'll only get it from a bank, and one that knows how much I need my nest egg. One that offers me a choice of IRA options to help me grow strong and pays high interest that goes even higher as my IRA takes off. I'll only get it from American Fletcher.
AFNB, smarter IRAs for smarter people.
I transferred for the IRA Advantage.
After he's been elbowed, fouled, and yelled at, how does Wayman Tisdale fire up that famous smile?
Breakfast at McDonald's.
And right now, Wayman's smile is a full 100-point grin. Because with any breakfast sandwich and drink at McDonald's, you get
Free hash browns.
Free hash browns with your breakfast at McDonald's.
Tell them McTiz sent you.
Mildred Ball, the assistant commissioner, has asked me to remind all officials April 26th is the great banquet and awards dinner here. Also the clinic. It'll be at Warren Central High School in the Marriott Hotel. That's April 26th.
Jay Edwards will be at the free throw line. Jay was named UPI All-State First Team today. We congratulate him. He's had himself an outstanding career.
He has great extension and follow through when he releases that basketball.
He's the best shooter I've ever coached. That is a quote from Bill Green, and he has seen some come through that program. Bingo outside, long range, Eric Hadcock. Hadcock had a 7-point first quarter. His first 2, though, in the second period. Total of 9 on the night, and it's 33-25. Good defensive play. Well done that time by Todd Barrett, the 6'4" senior, who came off the bench for Norm Held. Fine block. Baseline move, Hadcock. Kyle Persinger reaching over the head of one of the other intended rebounders. Picking off that rebound and with 2:05 to go. 33-25. Marion could match his biggest lead of 10 right here. And they get the roll. They being Lyndon Jones.
Hey, when you've got that touch, every ball has a chance that you get on the rim, as Jones cushioned that one up there nicely, and it fell in.
Tucker lost it. Put up and score, Lewis Fox. Now, the thing I've noticed about Anderson's defense now, there seems to be a weak spot out front because Lyndon Jones has driven in there on more than one occasion. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Well, Fox has a tough assignment in this type of zone. He has to really be a tremendous defensive ball player. He said that this afternoon on the little spot we had with him, but his job is to play defense, and in this type zone, he has a lot of responsibility.
Well, Marion playing pitch and catch. Number 4 is Lyndon Jones, and 12 is Jay Edwards. And they're going to try to pull Anderson out of that zone, and I don't know if they're going to get it done because Anderson's very content to lay back, but it is their responsibility to force the action.
Now the Norm Held is signaling he wants him to move out.
Got to have 2 players out there.
Well, Marion will be glad to buy a minute and 20 seconds with an 8-point lead.
The Giants averaged 73.5 points per game. They scored 63 in a very slow-down, slow-motion win over Southridge earlier today. Final 45 seconds of the first half. On the top of your screen is the amount of time left until halftime. And Norm Held seems very content. You see him on the bench, and now Bill Green just to let this work its way out.
Yeah, Bill's going to be very content with an 8 or a 10-point lead if they're going to let him have a last shot. Norm is very determined that he's not going to come out here in this first half at least and challenge them in the backcourt.
Now the motion begins. They're down to 7 seconds. Jay Edwards. Edwards will take not a very good shot and knock it right in the bottom of the hoop. Right at the buzzer.
Pretty good shot for
him. A whole lot better than I thought it was, I'll tell you what.
Looked better going through, didn't he?
He did not get it where he wanted it, but he got it on the left side, almost at the three-point area for the NBA. And you see, just as it goes to zeros, it hits the bottom of the hoop. So Jay Edwards had himself 11 points in the second period, 15 in the first half. We've hit the midway point of this ball game. There are some awards to be handed out for the other two teams, Southbridge and Shelbyville, who lost earlier today. We'll have those for you in just a couple of minutes. Halftime score again, 10-point lead, Marion over Anderson. One of your network sponsors is Milk Promotion Services of Indiana.
Milk's got the kick that gives you more. Health kick. More nutrition in every pour. Health kick. I'm watching my weight and milk fits right in, 'cause it's loaded with calcium and vitamins. Kick. So get on a health kick and let it pour. America's favorite health kick. Get on a health kick, milk's got more. Have more milk, 'cause milk's got more.
Every bushel counts, and lasso right now seems to be the best way to go in getting your top yield.
Jim McGinnis saw Lasso herbicide win big in his side-by-side yield test.
When you prove to yourself that lasso will give you more bushels to the acre, that turns into profit, and that's what the name of the game is profit.
Lasso, less stress, more yield.
If you can get more yield due to the less stress, you want to use lasso.
Leading scorers in the first half for Marion, 15 points from Jay Edwards, 10 out of Lyndon Jones. For Anderson, 9 points out of Eric Hathcock. Now let's go back across the floor to Tom Carnegie.
Presenting, ladies and gentlemen, the two fine teams who bowed out of competition this afternoon. First of all, for Southridge, the Raiders from the city of Huntingburg, Indiana. The presenter will be Jim Fulford of Owen Valley, that's Spencer. He will be assisted by Doug Adams, the vice chairman of the IHSAA Executive Committee from Michigan City Rogers. The awards now to number 10, Rick Patberg. Number 20, Ron Patberg. Number 32, Ron Steinhardt. Number 52, Andy Noss. Number 40, Todd Yoakum. Number 34, Mike Hillsmeyer. Number 42, Kelly Olinger. Number 30, Tom Barnett. Number 32, Phil Park. Number 50, Ted O'Brien. Number 24, Paul Peach. And the final player, number 12, Jason Aaron. Now for the administrative staff of Southridge High School, the athletic director, Jim Bardwell. The assistant coaches, Wayne Ransom, Jack Maxey. The head coach, Gary Duncan. And the principal, Ray Reisner. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, the Raiders of Southridge. Now to the Golden Bears of Shelbyville. The presenter will be Elmer Stratman of Woodland High School. He will be assisted by Jim Wall of Northeast DuBois. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen. Number 15, Jason Heaton. Number 20, Jed Pence. Number 22, J.D. Lux. Number 24, Brian Harrell. Number 30, Teddy Holloway. Number 32, Tony Martin. Number 34, Julius Denton. Number 40, Tim Barnard. Number 42, Todd Anderson. Number 50, Darren Bernard. Number 52, Doug McDuffie. And the final player, Scott Fuller, number 54. The administrative staff includes Maury Smith, the assistant principal, the superintendent, Don Strobel, assistant coach, Steve Drake, the head coach, John Heaton, and the principal, Jamie Oram. Ladies and gentlemen, the Golden Bears of Shelbyville.
Shelbyville and Southridge. Battles well fought. Halftime score, 37-27. Marion leads Anderson. One of your network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance.
I'll never forget the day we moved into our first home.
What a day.
All we really had was a watercolor that we got on our honeymoon.
Fireplace.
Well, we've lived in lots of different houses since then, but they've had one thing in common. They've all been protected by a homeowner's policy from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Over the fireplace.
Actually, they've had two things in common.
We like to see you smile, that feeling, good feeling, that smile on your face.
You're right, kid. I may be new at this, but I'm catching on fast. And when I don't know the answers, I just ask someone who does.
Nothing's more important than your good health. So don't hesitate to ask Hooks for answers to your health care questions. We're here to help.
We like to see you smile.
Different.
Check us out.
Hills has more for ladies. One of the largest selections of famous name jeans anywhere. More styles, more sizes. In fact, more famous name ladies jeans than any store we know. All at the everyday low prices Hills is famous for.
We're a different kind of department store. You ought to be shopping Hills. Check us out.
Those are the most important numbers we have right now. That's the halftime score, 37-27. Marion leads the Anderson Indians. The individual scoring in this ball game for the Marion Giants, Jay Edwards had 15 points, 11 of those in the second period. Lyndon Jones with 10. 6-point total out of Derek Keys, 4 from Kyle Persinger, the final 2 from Eric Ewer, who did leave the floor. I have not seen him come back yet, Tom. Have you? Or he did not come back
We'll see
before
what happens when they return to the floor.
All right. Anderson Indian scoring goes thusly. Nobody in double figures. Eric Hapcock had 9. And the 6-point total out of Anthony Kelly, 4 points from Lewis Fox, and then 4 players have 2 points apiece. Anthony Tucker, Todd Barrett, Tim Westerfield, and Tim Berryman. We just mentioned Anthony Tucker with 2 points. They need more out of him, and they've also got to get some more points out of Anthony Kelly, who has just 6 at halftime.
Well, Kelly, of course, is a key, but Hatcock is going to have to come through this second half also.
All right, the first quarter score was 16-13. Marion had that 3-point lead. They stretched it to as big as 10. About 2 minutes to go in the second period. That's where it is right now, 37-27. Marion going for their 26th win of the year and trying to pick up another high school basketball championship. We'll be back in a minute. One of your network sponsors, American Fletcher National Bank.
When we found our first home, we wanted in the worst way. And now that we're moving up, we want to do it in the best way.
So we went where they're aggressively looking to write mortgages.
Where they put mortgage program variety and financing ease above all.
Yeah, and where the loan officers helped us glide over the usual hassles.
We went to American Fletcher.
American Fletcher. More mortgages for more people.
We're moving
the mortgage advantage.
After he's been elbowed, fouled, and yelled at, how does Wayman Tisdale fire up that famous smile?
Breakfast at McDonald's.
And right now, Wayman's smile is a full 100-point grin. Because with any breakfast sandwich and drink at McDonald's, you get
free hash browns.
Free hash browns with your breakfast at McDonald's.
Tell them McTiz sent you.
Well, there are the stats following the first half of action. Marion the upper hand in all categories. Anderson fine shooting from the free throw line at 5 rebounds, the advantage to the Giants and 2 fewer assists. And we'll be back in a moment. One of your network sponsors is Milk Promotion Services of Indiana.
Milk got the kick that gives you more. Health kick. More nutrition in every pour. Health kick. I'm moving through the rhythm of a brand new day. Cause the vitamins in milk help me on my way. Kick. So get on a health kick, let it pour. America's favorite health kick. Get on a health kick, milk's got more. Have more milk, cause milk's got more. In a minute. In a minute.
When you're last in line for hot water, isn't it nice to know gas heats water twice as fast for half the cost? That's the gas advantage. Come home to the comfort of natural gas.
Pretty good, strong individual effort by Derek Keys. Although he had just 6 points for Marion in the first half, he has 7 rebounds, lead all people in that category. And now with a 10-point deficit, Tom, you talked about early in the ball game, the first 5 minutes, how important they were as far as getting a game plan together. Is Norm Hill's game plan out the window at this point in time?
No, I don't think it's out the window. I think that they might have made a little adjustment on how they want to cover the top of the defense when Jones comes around. I don't think there's any stopping Edwards once he gets the ball, regardless of what they may do. Looks like Eric Ewer is going to be back and starting in this second half. Well, maybe he's not. He had his coat off, but I see Kraft out there in their lineup. Ewer is back on the bench, but apparently, no, he's not going to start. Mike Kraft is going to be in there.
All right, we'll see what effect that might have and when and if Ewer will come back into the lineup. He injured an ankle in the first half of the afternoon game. He did play after the injury, but as Tom told you earlier in talking with Bill Green, he wasn't sure how long or how effective Ewer would be able to play. Marion will get the basketball to begin the second half of play on the alternating possession rule, and it's 37-27. And Anderson now is going to play some tough defense. Let's see if they change any of their defensive alignments. They've been in the zone since the outset of the ball game, and that's where they are right now.
Well, they've made one change. They're going to have Halfcock play that top position and move Lewis Fox down on the baseline in their defense.
Well, we've made the observation, Tom, that they were having good success, they being particularly Lyndon Jones in penetration into that free throw line area. Yeah, that is Jones at the basketball now. A lot of movement to the left of your screen down to the baseline area. Pretty quiet out top. Here's Kraft, who got the starting call in the second half. Well, that's a bounce pass that went through about 3 or 4 people, and a bobble on that bounce pass reception by Derek Keys.
No, I don't think that Keys was expecting it in the way of the Marion coaching staff. And there you see Bill Green and his assistants looked at Persinger. That wasn't in the plan.
Addison Indian crowd, which is behind us and to our right at the northwest end of Market Square Arena, trying to get something to happen out there good for their ball club. Tucker, back to Barrett. They skip it across to Halfcock, and now he gives the ball back to Tucker, who circled underneath again. This is the guy that's got to start scoring for him. And that is Anthony Kelly with 8 points. He did not get a field goal in the second quarter. 37-29. They're a minute and 15 seconds into the second half. Here's Kraft and Jones. And the rebound by Anderson, pulled out of there by Halfcock. Quickly up the far side to Tucker. They give the ball back outside, and they got the hoop by Eric Hathcock. That's 11. You said, Tom, he's got to get himself back into the ball game. He did.
Right, and that's why you really don't need to make too much change in your plans. You've got the first 2 baskets of the second half, and you're in the ball game. Plenty of time remaining.
Down by a half a dozen, 37-31, with 6:10 to play in this third period. Edwards, 17 points. He had 16 points and 9 rebounds in the victory over Southwood. Now with 17 points tonight. Here's that defense set up from high in the rafters.
And the steal. Come right back with it is Tucker.
Got his own rebound. Got a good screen down by Barrett. Missed a shot. And it'll go out of bounds into the lap of the Anderson Indians bench, and it'll be their ball. That shot is taken from the Oregon loft high above Market Square Arena, even above the restaurant that's in this arena. And you get a good look at the way the defense is set up.
Well, they're going to play Jones at the top of their defense. You see Persinger trying to get back on Barrett here. They switch men, as they do in the matchup.
Hathcock. Rebounded underneath by Lewis Fox, and on the out-of-bounds line.
Well, we had a good view of that action. The ball came over to the sideline, and Fox tried to get his foot back quickly, didn't he? As if no one would see it if he could do it.
The foot is faster than the eye. 5:19 to go. Folks in Anderson and Marion collectively holding their breath, those who could not get tickets. And they had the lottery to get those tickets. They are really hard to come by. Kicked away. Last touch, I would assume, by Anthony Kelly, and that is correct. Marion Giants, school of 2,419 students in 4 grades. Anderson somewhat smaller at 1,506, 4 grades. Robert Belange is the AD at Anderson, does an outstanding job. Oh, what a program they have. You go to the Wigwam, you're in for a treat. Same thing when you go to Marion. Jim Brickey is the AD over there. Dick Persinger, the principal. Horace Cadborn, the principal at Anderson High. Good, well-qualified individuals. Rebounded by Barrett. Here comes Anderson trying to pick up the pace a little bit. Kelly didn't have a shot available. Came back out long range to Tucker. Now to Hathcock. It's way short, and the rebound comes down to the hands of what rebound there was to Jay Edwards.
Hathcock really has problems shooting the ball when he is stationary. He seems to just lose all sense of rhythm, but he's very effective on the move.
Bingo. Lyndon Jones. About the time you think that Anderson's gotten itself back into the ball game, they are suddenly down by 10 again, 41-31. They came out of the second half and scored the first couple of hoops. Got it down. It was 6-point differential, and Marion tipped it right back up there again.
Very difficult for a team like Marion to have a long dry spell offensively with Edwards and Jones in the lineup.
Yeah, they just come at you from so many different directions that if one guy's faltering, the other guy's there to pick him up. Good rebound by Edwards. In a hurry to Lyndon Jones. Now, there were those who thought coming into the Final Four, and many before the tournament even began, that there was no way in the world, as Barrett picks up his first foul, that anybody was going to stop Marion, even though they had that 40-game winning streak snapped. Indeed, lost 3 games this year.
Ball gets down low on the baseline, and Barrett all over Keys. Not much doubt about that one, and Barrett goes to the sideline, and the freshman, Jim Westerfield, re-enters.
Derek Keys will be at the line for the first time. He has not scored since the first quarter. Derek Keys had strep throat on Monday. That has since gone away. He is a year young for his class, which is a junior class. We mentioned earlier today, he's a great leaper, holds the high school record in the high jump at 6'8".
Marion now 5-5 from the free throw line in the ballgame.
And now we have the biggest lead of the night, 43-31 for the Marion Giants. Hathcock off balance, Tom, like you pointed out. If they get him set up, he can't hit it.
No, he just does not have good rhythm when he's set.
He has 13 points to go along with the 19 they had in the win over Shelbyville in the overtime session today. 3.5 minutes to go, third period. Lyndon Jones out of bounds. Last touch by Derek Keys. Interesting offense that Marion runs, Tom. Not so much in what they're doing, but the fact that they're always doing something. Every movement is a calculated movement, it seems to be.
Well, they've run about 3 basic cuts off the first pass, and that kind of keys the entire situation. Kind of heard somebody discuss before the ball game tonight. They have a very efficient offense, which I think is what you're saying.
That's exactly right. Eric Hathcock again off that side saddle little jump of his. 2:55 to play, third period, 43-35. Anderson won't let him get too much breathing room, but at the same time, Marion continues to put on the pressure. And that is Edwards with 19 points. He had 16. His average is 24-7. Good, strong move to the hoop that time, and a foul is called, and a timeout will be taken. That was Westerfield who went sky high to pull down that rebound. And the foul is called against number 42, Mike Kraft. That'll be the first on Mike Kraft. With 2:38 to play in the period, 45-35. Marion leads Anderson. We'll take a break. One of your network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance.
Excuse me? Got a minute?
No, not really. I just got home from work.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a house to clean, dinner to cook, and 2 kids to take to piano lessons.
You sound like a very busy person.
I am.
I hope you've got a few minutes to talk to your Farm Bureau insurance agent about life insurance. Everybody needs it, including you.
Look, I really don't have the time. Besides, nothing ever happens to me.
Hey, no piano lesson.
After he's been elbowed, fouled, and yelled at, how does Wayman Tisdale fire up that famous smile?
Breakfast at McDonald's.
And right now, Wayman's smile is a full 100-point grin. Because with any breakfast sandwich and drink at McDonald's, you get
free hash browns.
Free hash browns with your breakfast at McDonald's.
Tell them McTiz sent you.
Little bit of action from the Marion cheering section. Now that's Hilliard Gates, third from the left.
That's their football line.
Well, it's pretty good size, I'll tell you that. We're back to live action now with 2 minutes and 35 seconds to play in the third quarter. 45-35 Marion. Westerfield, the freshman, missing, and the rebound comes right down into the hands of Jay Edwards for his 5th board.
At the moment, Marion looks like they're hardly breaking a sweat with their offense and defensive alignments and movement.
Lyndon Jones now with 14. Marion is just simply a cut above almost anything I've seen this year. They just get the thing done so effortlessly.
An ongoing conversation between Lyndon Jones and Eric Hathcock.
Hathcock missed the shot, and the rebound comes down to Marion again.
Edwards has done an excellent job of rebounding tonight.
Now watch the offense that Tom and I were talking about. Well, you won't get a chance because there's a good defensive play made by Kelly, and he got the 2 points at the other end. Anthony finally hitting double figures with 10. Second bucket, second half. If they get it set up, watch what they do with it. Everybody's moving. There are cuts and picks and screens. And a couple of points. Edwards now has 21. So while we talked about, we thought they might want more offense out of Jay Edwards, they're getting it now. He had 16 points and 9 rebounds in the afternoon game, now with 21 points in the night affair. And a rebound by Edwards.
Does a pretty good job off that board, too.
Well, he just owns that defensive board right now. It's a 12-point lead. That matches the biggest that Marion's had. 44 seconds to play in this, the third quarter.
Almost a four-corner style right at the moment. The runs some time off the clock.
Only man down low is Mike Kraft. He's being guarded by Lewis Fox, but they don't even look that direction. Now they do, and just a passive look. They got the ball in the hands of Edwards. They want him or this young man, Lyndon Jones, to have it because they've had the hot hand. Persinger off on the other side, and the shot by Edwards is good, and a blocking foul is called against Westerfield. No, it is not Edwards, it is Keys.
Well, they get the ball in the middle here to Persinger. He turns around and sees it's a 3-on-2 situation. Gives it to Keys. Westerfield gets under him and commits the foul. and Berryman will replace Westerfield. And Eric Keys has made the most of his opportunities offensively tonight.
He had 7 points and 7 boards this afternoon. He's picked up 10 points tonight. He had 6 of those in the first quarter.
Putting more arch on his free throws tonight. He had a miserable afternoon at the line, but he was great last week at the semi-set against Michigan City Rogers.
Yeah, he hit just 1 out of 4 in the afternoon game, Hilliard, but that's pretty much him on the season. He had only 53% in the hole during the season.
7 out of 8 last Saturday night. There was a lane violation there.
Yeah, we're going to get to shoot the ball again. Almost had 2 players in the lane too soon. I don't know what caused them to move, but they certainly did. Fox, I think, is the one whistled for it. Right? Yes, Fox and Kelly nearly fell in. So Keys is going to get another opportunity.
Derek last year averaged just over 3 points a game, up to 7.4 this year, and 2.5 rebounds last year, increases to 6.1 this year. So he's put some new numbers and some good numbers on the board for Marion. Well, they missed the free throw, but Kyle Persinger comes in and picks up his 6th point. And that's the biggest lead of the ball game. 14 points now for Marion. That's it. That's through 3 quarters. We're 8 minutes away from the state championship. 53-37. Marion over Anderson. One of the network sponsors, American Fletcher National Bank.
It's hard to save money, but I do it. So I deserve to have it count for more at a bank that will keep it safe under its wing. One that'll help it grow with high interest. And always keep a lookout for even more and better ways for me to save. I deserve American Fletcher.
AFNB, more ways to save and earn more.
I earned the savings advantage.
You be the leader of the pack in a Pontiac.
The pack is back with exciting news about the 1986 full-size 6-passenger Pontiac Parisienne. Pontiac has made it possible for Pontiac dealers to pass on savings of up to $750 on new Parisiennes equipped with air conditioning. And with 9.9 annual percentage rate GMAC financing, you can save hundreds in finance charges on new Parisiennes. 9.9 financing and air conditioning. That should cool out the competition at your Central Indiana Pontiac dealers.
Bill Green is very proud of his assistant coaches, Mel Wysong and Ray Sims. East Chicago Roosevelt is looking for a new head basketball coach, and I imagine that Ray Sims would make an excellent candidate for that job up at East Chicago Roosevelt. He's been with Bill for 3 years. He's been following a class program, and he knows how to win.
That's him on the left of your screen. On the right was Mel Wysong, who's had great success in baseball, winning the state championship a couple of years ago. He's the head baseball coach at Marion. We'll also give some credit to the Anderson assistant coach, his first chance we get. Final minute of play, final quarter of play.
Marion with 5 fewer shots in that 3rd quarter, but the productivity went to the Giants.
Oh, excellent effort underneath by Anthony Tucker. Tucker's first field goal after scoring 12 points in the victory over Shelbyville. Tucker now with 4 coming out of that starting guard block. 53-39. Tom, there's a lot of time to go. Here is Jones to the hoop and a foul prior to the shot. But now the clock becomes an integral part of the basketball game. Well, let's see how long Norm sets back in that zone, the kind of a passive zone.
Well, he's already out of the zone. He's in the man-to-man as we started this quarter. He gets around Kelly. And we tried to get in there and get the block a little bit late with Berryman. Kelly had already fouled him outside.
First foul on Anthony. Jones dropped it inside beautifully. Edwards couldn't get it. They volleyball it around and finally tracked down in the corner. Anthony Tucker. Out to Kelly. Kelly with a 2-on-3 break takes the shot and scores. Now Kelly has 12. He and Hadcock are in double figures. Eric has 15. It's 53-41. Edwards had the ball momentarily, and a whistle will stop play, and a foul is called. And boy, Anthony Tucker caught a shoulder or a hand or something right on the tip of the nose. And it'll be on Tucker.
See one of the reasons it's going to be very difficult to play man-to-man against Marion. Jones has taken the ball the last 2 times and taken it right inside. Now watch this. Tucker catches it. Jones raised up. It's like he hit him with his head.
Basket's going to count. Foul is called. It is on Tim Berryman, number 1 on him. One time they're just so quick coming out of the blocks when they set up a play like that. You heard the whistle blow, the slap of the leather, and boom, here they come. I'd love to go up and sit with Dave Fraley, the coach for that Kentucky championship squad, and to see what he's writing down up there. I'd love to know what his scouting report is going to say about either one of these clubs.
Well, it's going to have 12 and 4 and shoot the ball extremely well. I tell you, I like the looks of Keys. He's really added a lot, and when you have a couple of scorers, that frees up a man like Keys to do a lot of defensive damage inside.
15-point lead. That's the biggest of the ball game. It could go to 17 right here with Lyndon Jones, but he couldn't get the pass.
Relaxed just a little bit on the ball and tried to make a one-hand catch.
Just wasn't there. Anderson has never won the title under Norm Held. He's had 3 runner-up trophies, but he can't seem to get that championship trophy in there. He'll get a couple of points, though, from Anthony Kelly, and Anthony's got a shot at the 3-point play. The foul called against Marion.
Kelly coming alive here, bringing it out of the corner. Stays in the air. Pretty good hang time, you might call that right there. Had a good concentration on the basket. Kraft committed the foul for his second.
Substitution on for Marion. 52, Eric Ewer returns to the lineup, replacing Mike Kraft. We were mentioning the assistant coaches. Anderson has Dick Maynard of Anderson College, Don Granger of Purdue, and Steve Douglas of Ball State, helping head coach Norm Held. 56-43, Marion. They trailed early in the contest by 2. Game was tied at 4, or tied 4 times, 2, 4, 6, and 8. And it has been all Marion since that point in time. And they continue to rack up the points. Edwards now with 23.
When you make a one-on-one game out of it with that man defense, Edwards and Jones probably will have some fun here this last several minutes.
We're 2 minutes into the final quarter. And a whistle. And a foul. They said, well, that's Jay Edwards. That'll be 3. In a time in defense of a guy like Norm Held or whoever's coaching over there, you're kind of caught between a rock and a hard spot. If you stay in the zone, you're going to get whooped outside. If you go to the man-to-man, which they have done, they're going to take you one-on-one.
Well, that's right. Good organization offensively and defensively, and good talent takes care of a lot of those problems.
Babcock has found a spot that he likes because he's had about 3 or 4 field goals and then a couple of feet where he just made that one. He has 17. He's the top scorer for the Indians. He had 19 in the afternoon victory over Shelbyville. And a foul right at the timeline on 35. Anthony Kelly. It's 2 on him. Nobody's in serious foul trouble on either ball club. Jay Edwards does have 3, as does Eric Ewer. But we're getting late in the contest.
Babcock is only a junior. Certainly been one of the outstanding players in this tournament.
You know, Tom made an interesting point today, and I hope the folks in Marion that are watching tonight could kind of keep this in mind. These kids went through a tremendously tough year with that 40-game winning streak. And Bill Green talked to you about that, Hilliard, about how you walk down the street and everybody said, oh, you got to keep the streak alive. I hope they're understanding and appreciative of what this ball club has done. And Tom's point that he made today was they're juniors, and people can get to expecting a lot of things. Like if juniors did it, as seniors, they should do it again. Well, this is a tough row to hoe here to come to the state final, even get here twice in a row, let alone win it.
Well, they've shown a lot of ability to win close ball games, which obviously you're going to have to do to build a kind of a winning streak that they have done.
One of the headlines in the paper here this week was that Marion, a giant favorite to win the state championship.
Yeah. Yes, and I've got a suspicion that may be true next year, too. Now, let's do check the foul here.
Well, here's Babcock. Edwards goes up, blocks the ball. And Edwards doesn't believe it. Let's take another look here. Here goes Edwards up.
I didn't see it.
Can't really tell.
Anyway, that's 4 on Jay, so he becomes the first player to get in foul trouble. And he will probably leave the lineup right now. Indeed, he will. Jay Edwards going off with 23 points, 4 personal fouls. How many rebounds, John, you got for Jay Edwards? 8 rebounds. John Osler handling our statistics again tonight, as he has throughout the tournament. They get a strong move to the hoop by Eric Cathcart. Cathcart now is 19. Into the lineup, 22, Steve Walker, a 5'10 sophomore for the Giants of Marion. 5 minutes and 15 seconds to play. Over the top foul on Anthony Kelly. That is 3 on him. And it's 60-47 now.
Jones is really frustrating the defenders out front here. Kelly trying to get a line on him, gets around, fouls him from behind. Jones is going to be at the line. And we have a timeout. One of your network sponsors is Milk Promotion Services of Indiana.
Milk's got the kick that gives you more. Health kick. More nutrition in every pour. Health kick. I'm watching my weight and milk fits right in, 'cause it's loaded with calcium and vitamins. Kick. So get on the health kick and let it pour. America's favorite health kick. Get on the health kick, milk's got more. Have more milk, 'cause milk's got more.
Hot town, summer in the city. Back of my neck feeling dirty and dirty. Feels so good, so good. Come down, set it up, flash it on the fun. Pouring cool and clear on everyone. Set it up, feels so good. Coming down. Feels so good. Set it up.
Through it all, the head coach of the Marion Giants, Bill Green, has been very quiet. But he's about to make history if he wins this tournament. Everett Case, Glenn Curtis, and Marion Crawley all won 4 state championships. They are looked upon as absolutely the epitome of coaching in Indiana. When a man like that gentleman you just saw wins 5, Tom, it puts him in a class all by himself.
Well, it certainly does. Of course, he's done it at 2 schools, one in 1969 at Indianapolis, Washington, with George McGinnis, Downing, and that crew. And in back-to-back in the 70s at Marion, and last year, and this will be number 5.
They won it in 75, beating Agodi 58-46, 76, beating Rushville 82-76, and last year beating Richmond 74-67. Lyndon Jones, 16 points, looking for 17. This would, of course, be the 5th state championship for Marion. Gene Thomas won it in 1926, beating Martinsville 30-23, a ball club that went 27-2.
Jerry,
3 minutes gone, 4th period.
And he's coming back to his hometown to do it.
Exactly. Out of bounds. He was a graduate of Indianapolis Manual High School. Got a bachelor's degree from Indiana State, or Indiana Central, and a master's degree from Indiana State. And interesting, his career record, because he took some time off. Got completely out of coaching for a while, from 1977 to 81. I recall he was working for a paper company at that time, was not even coaching basketball. So this is his 2nd stint at Marion. Won 2 state titles first time around, came back to Marion in 81, and a record of 120 wins and only 18 losses. That's 87% winning percentage since his return. And they're about to add to that because they got a couple of points out of Eric Ewer. He has 4. Now we're down to the final 4:21 of the ball game.
Great pass from Lyndon Jones.
Jones had several assists this afternoon, so he can not only shoot it, but he gives it up very well.
16-point lead is the biggest of the game. Rebounded by Marion. They've got a lead man up court. Can't get it there. Now it is batted free directly in front of us here. And it is saved by the Anderson Indians. Rebounded by Ewer, and a foul call from behind. And Ewer comes out walking very gingerly on that right foot.
Here comes Berryman moving to the hoop, takes the shot. You're going to see Fox coming in on the back as Ewer and Keys go up. Fox comes in behind, commits the foul on Lewis Fox. That's his 3rd. And Ewer will be the shooter.
Interesting along the way this year also that Marion set a state record for the most consecutive regional wins, 12. And Tommy had one other advantage that Bill made a note of. 23 of their 27 games coming into the finals had been played in front of crowds in excess of 6,000. I think that's an important factor.
Well, it is an important factor. It enables the crowd to be less of a distraction anytime you take the floor after that.
Eric Ewer with a half a dozen. The lead goes to 65-47. 18-point bulge. That's as big as it's been. And a whistle and the foul.
Derek Keys.
All right, 2 on him. Well, let's give Anderson credit also, Tom, because back in December when they lost those 7 in a row, sometimes the Rats can leave the ship in a hurry. I know some not saying that's what happened because those are awfully good, loyal fans at Anderson, but nobody gave them a shot in the world to make the Final Four, let alone play for the state title.
Well, the first thing that Norm had to do was to get a lineup, and that was a difficult thing. He had very few, as you said, about 17% of most of the statistics returning, and it just took a little more time than normally you'd like to think to do that.
Also, he's won 17 of the last 19.
3 minutes and 45 seconds remain. The Marion Giants pretty much in command of this basketball game. Anderson won championships in 35, 37, and 46. Archie Chad won the first 2. Charles Cummings the last one in 46. So they've had their share of trophies in the trophy case, and they'll get another one tonight, but it won't be the one they'd like to have. Timeout has been taken with 3:38 to play. 65-47. Marion leads Anderson. One of your network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance.
I've always been able to tell the stage my husband's going through by the kind of car he drives. First, it was the anti-establishment phase. Then, the family man. Next, climbing the corporate ladder. Lots of different cars, lots of different lifestyles. But every car we've owned has been protected by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Hey, baby, what do you think?
I think they call this the midlife crisis.
Here's a fact you can really warm up to. On the average, gas heat costs less than oil or electricity. That's the gas advantage, and that's why more people come home to the comfort of gas heat.
Eric Ewers, the girlfriend of Marion, is the starting center on the Marion Giant girls basketball team. Got to the semi-state. She's a beautiful young lady and nearly 6 feet tall.
Fourth quarter thus far. Anderson 10 shots to Marion's 5. Pretty good shooting by both ball clubs here late in the contest.
A 65-47 lead for the Giants of Marion High School, looking to close out the year at 26-3, though they do have that game against the Kentucky State champions 1 week from today at Rupp Arena in Lexington. We'll be down there to cover that for you. Three minutes, 20 seconds to play. Ray Edwards with the basketball.
Let's come back into the lineup here for the final few minutes.
Lyndon Jones fouled about the free throw stripe. And he'll go back to the free throw stripe again. He is 3 out of 4 from the stripe.
Sidney Newsom, new name out there.
Sidney got in before the final timeout moments ago. He got his arms tied around Jones.
Points now for Lyndon Jones. UPI All-State second team at 31 against Michigan City Rogers in that semi-state championship game. Must have been a great game. They were down by 13 and came back and won it.
We're down 10-1 right at the start of the game.
Well, good ball clubs seem to have a way of pulling off those kinds of things. Lyndon Jones, according to Bill Green, is becoming one of the premier point guards in the country.
I really like Hathcock. He's an excellent ball player, does everything well.
Only a junior. 21 points now. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to play in this ball game. 67-49.
I do think Norm has the makings of a very good outfit with what he's going to have back next year. A couple of freshmen dressed for this tournament. Hathcock will be back, and Kelly, so they have some good performers returning.
Good point. This Westerfield is the first freshman that's ever played on the varsity for Norm Hill. Other freshman is 6'4", Dan Skeel, whom we have not seen today. The foul on 35, Anthony Kelly, and that's 4.
Number 35.
Jones dishing it off again, which he's done many times throughout the day, to Ewer, and Kelly comes across. Kelly about 6 inches shorter than Ewer and commits the foul. Going out of the lineup for the Indians is Anthony Tucker, and appearing for the first time in the ball game, Doug Castor.
Castor, a 5'10" senior, did not play in the afternoon victory over Shelbyville.
2 shots for number 22, Harry Ewer.
So Ewer, who has been in and out of the lineup, been down in the locker room getting that ankle looked at. He had a busy day. President of the senior class next year. He's got a 3.6 grade point average on a scale of 4. Some awfully intelligent young men of these 4 clubs that came in here today.
Missed free throw there, but Marion has had some awfully good free throw shooting tonight.
Nice effort on the rebound a couple of times by Berryman, and I believe Tim will go to the line. Working hard is 6'1" senior Tim Berryman.
Good effort right here. There's the first shot taken inside by Kelly, and here's Berryman back. That one's a little short. It deflects to him, and he goes up again. Draws the foul. Foul is on 32. That's Keys. And Tim Berryman, one of the seniors on this Anderson squad, will be at the line.
.58% free throw shooter is Tim Berryman. 1 minute and 58 seconds to play. Marion Giants well on their way to picking up their second successive state championship. And number 5 for Bill Green as Norm Hell looks on.
And a violation of the inline. Stepped across, trying to throw it in. Not too many turnovers by either ball club, really. They've been, that part of the game's been pretty well played. It's really just been some tremendous Marion shooting by Edwards and Jones.
Berryman at long range. Sidney Newsom, and the rebound to Marion. Kyle Persinger. With 1 minute and 45 seconds to play in this basketball game. It is 68-50. The lead has been as high as 20. Now the Marion Giants fans begin to stand, and Edwards goes in and slams it home for his 25th point. 70-50. At the other end, Hadcock continues his good play. 23 points for Eric. I look for both coaches to start stripping their benches now and sending some players in to get some experience and to say, I played in the state championship. 1 minute, 9 seconds to play. If we don't get a dead ball soon, I bet Bill Green calls a timeout. Inside a minute. Anthony Kelly was 16. Up court it comes the other way, and a foul. The basket is going to count. That'll be on Hadcock. That'll be 2 on him. And the basket is by Derek Keys.
Well, Keys showed you some ability that time. He took the ball from the left hand back to the right in the air, laid it in, drew the foul. Here comes Edwards on the last drive. That's kind of like the parting of the sea. He went right down the lane. Everybody got back away from him, and you saw the slam jam. Quite a performer.
Many of the fans here, particularly behind us, are, well, even in the Anderson cheering section, are on their feet paying tribute to the way these young men have performed today.
Bill Green said in the interview earlier today that if he got to this situation, there would be tears in his eyes, and there are tears in his eyes.
Well, he has just won his 5th state championship. Nobody can lay claim to that. And the way the equality of the clubs has developed over the years, with the exception, of course, of Marion, which is head and shoulders above everybody, I don't see anybody in the near future picking up 4 or 5 championships. Well, they made it look easy, Tom, to be quite honest, and that's not being derogatory toward Anderson. Keys converts the three-point play, and will take a timeout with 46 seconds to play. No, we will not. Stay right where you are. Just some more substitution.
Well, Bill Green there, he's a happy man. There's some real talent on either side of Mel Wysong there.
Foul is called in the waning seconds of this ball game against Anderson. Anderson was runner-up in 1914, 18, and 21, then again in 74, 81, and 83. So they've been to the final two 10 times, and they've won 3 championships, but tonight is not to be.
That last foul was on Doug Castor.
Spurgeon missing. Nice move by Rico Morgan, 5'10" junior. First time he's been in the ball game today. Less than a half a minute to go. Stanley. Rebounded by Anderson. Indians still going at it, but a steal by Eric Persinger.
Well, Rico Morgan was going to come out with it, and Eric took it right away.
Eric picks up his first 2 points of the game. Out of bounds to Marion. Now we're down to 8 seconds.
This year, Kyle Persinger has been excellent at intercepting passes for key baskets in 2 games. His brother seems to have the same idea.
There is Stanley again, and that's going to be the ball game. 2 seconds, 1, it's all over. It is history, and we have seen history made. Bill Green has become the first coach in the history of Indiana high school basketball to pick up 5 titles. 4 at Marion, 1 at Indianapolis, Washington High School. Marion has just won its 2nd successive state championship, and at the same time, in the school's history, they have won 5, 4 of those by Bill Green. Hilliard Gates will battle his way out onto the floor. They'll quickly set up the platforms. We'll have the presentation of the winning and runner-up medallions and those big, huge, gorgeous trophies. And, of course, the Trester Award will be announced tonight. And there's a lot of anxiety about who that might be, a lot of speculation. There are some thoughts that it could be the Patburg young gentlemen, Rick and Ron from Southridge. We have no indication. We're not told until almost the same time you know as to who's going to get that honor. So we'll watch that very carefully. Hilliard Gates now among the bustling throng. And as soon as we hear from him, we've lost track of him from our vantage point. We'll go right out to him and get his comments. Hilliard Gates, can you hear us? If you can, you've got it.
Well, we're out here on the floor. Some of the press have cornered Bill Green right here, but let's move in. Bill, congratulations. You did it. You did it. History. Thank you. How do you feel? You said there were big kids in your eyes, and they're there.
It hasn't hit me yet, but it will.
Well, congratulations. Great ball game. All right, back to you, Jerry.
Well, there were tears in his eyes. Bill Green, Tom, you've known him a long time, as have I. He is strictly an emotional, not a very emotional man, and when he shows emotion, you know it's deep and down and sincere. One of the nicest gentlemen I've ever had the pleasure of working around or with.
Well, he's developed that respect throughout the basketball community in the state of Indiana, and certainly very deserving.
All right, the final score is 75-56. We'll be back with the post-game ceremonies in a moment. One of your network sponsors is American Fletcher National Bank.
Opportunity only knocks once. And when it knocked at my door, I needed a loan to answer. So I looked to the bank that makes it easy to get a loan. The one that offers more lending choices than anybody. To loan me what I need in a way that's easy to handle. I look to American Fletcher.
AFNB. Get the right loan for the right reason right away.
I got the loan advantage.
Grab the news right at your door. Get everything the paper's for. You can't lose when you grab the news. Get what, where, when, why, and who. What's just happened and what's to do. Newsworthy people like to grab the news. Stay in touch, learn so much. People on the move. Grab the news, and let the news grab you.
We are back live now at Market Square Arena. Jerry Baker along with Tom Hession and Hilliard Gates. And Hilliard has a very interested observer to tonight's championship game.
Well, we're going to be talking to Dave Fraley of Pulaski County, who was the Kentucky State Boys Basketball champion. He's down here on the floor, but we'll go to the ceremony, Jerry.
All right,
we'll
let's
get back
do that.
To Dave in a moment.
Let's swing across the floor now to Tom and pick up the announcements. The first presentations will be to the runner-up Anderson Indians. They'll get their runner-up medallions, and the runner-up trophy will also be presented. And then Bill Green and his gang will take the stands. Here's Tom.
The Anderson Indians. Number 55, Tim Westerfield. Number 53, Dan Skio. Number 13, Rico Morgan. Number 43, Sidney Newsom. Number 41, Troy Good. Number 25, Eric Hathcock. Number 35, Anthony Kelly. Doug Kester wears number 33. Tim Berryman, number 31. Todd Barrett, 51. Number 15, Anthony Tucker. And number 45, Lewis Fox. Now for the administrative staff of Anderson High School, the manager, John Hyde. John? Congratulations. The assistant coach, Dick Maynard. The athletic director, Robert Belengi. The head coach, Norm Hill. And the principal of Anderson High School, Horace Chadbourne. Now the runner-up trophy and game ball will be presented by Elmer Strotman. Elmer's from Woodland.
Well, Tom, it's not quite number one, but it sure as heck beats whatever's below it.
Well, there are a lot of ball clubs that would like to be in their place, but it's a very disappointing thing to the community. I know Anderson really didn't anticipate this when the tournament started, but they've been on that runner-up stand several times, and I know 40 years since 1946 they'd like to be in the gold ring, gold bronze category.
All right, while we await the arrival of the champion Marion Giants, let's go back out now to Hilliard Gates.
Dave Fraley, the coach of Pulaski County, will play Marion at Lexington's Rupp Arena next Saturday afternoon. What do you think of the Marion Giants?
I think they're a great high school team. They got all of their guys do a super job. They are a tremendous high school basketball team.
Of course, they have two outstanding players on one team.
Well, they have two super outstanding players and three more outstanding players, I think,
that have good roles.
They play their role. They're well coached. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're so cool. They have so much composure. They're just very, very good. I'm very impressed with them.
Well, we're delighted to have you here. I hope you enjoyed it.
Well, it's been fun, but what I've seen will keep me awake next week.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Let's go down to the ceremony.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good observation on Dave's part, by the way, Tom Hession. Two super players and three other great ball players. There's Tom again.
Giants winning their second in a row. Here is number 50, Eric Persinger.
Dave.
Thank you. Number 14, Robbie Morrow. Number 22, Steve Walker. Robert Stanley, number 30.
Congratulations to you.
Scott Hunt, number 44. Kevin Spurgeon, number 10. Here is Mike Kraft, number 42. Number 32, Derek Key. Number 52, Eric Ewer. Number 25, Kyle Persinger. Number 12, Jay Edwards. Number 4, Lyndon Jones. The assistant coach, Ray Sims. Assistant coach, Mel Weisaw. The athletic director, Jim Fricky. And ladies and gentlemen, now with an unprecedented 5 state championships, here is Bill Green. And finally, the principal of Marion High School, Dick Persinger. And now, the championship trophy and the game ball will be presented by Doug Adams of Michigan City Rogers.
Get back lane through, please. Let old Doug through here. There you go. Get Doug. Right here. Right here. Right here. These two guys, Linda. Got a game ball for you, too. All right. I'll accept the ball and everything. All right, get in. You guys look great. Crowd around. Get up. Anybody that can beat us has to be good. He's a principal of Michigan City, guys. Okay. Look great. We're real proud of him. Come out in the same place you did.
Well, we've seen that picture a number of times, Tom Henson. Now we're seeing it live. And the Marion Giants, there's Bill Green.
Well, they're very used to handling those championship trophies, and they still love it.
Oh, you betcha. You win one, it's nice. Win two, it's even nicer. It just gets nicer and nicer and nicer. Final score was 75-56. Marion wins the state championship. There's more to come as you look at the only coach in the history of high school basketball in Indiana to win 5 state championships. The Trester Award is coming up. We'll be back in a minute. One of your network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance.
Come on, we got to get going.
Give me your car keys.
What?
Give me your car keys. I'm driving.
Relax, will you? I'm okay.
Then how come you're slurring my words?
Oh, sorry.
A guy your size is legally drunk after a few beers.
What about a guy your size?
One beer and I'm stiff as a board.
So that's why you only had a soft drink, huh?
That's right. You gotta drive, don't drink.
You want to know something?
What's that?
You're pretty smart.
Yeah.
For a dummy.
This message brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance and your Indiana State Police.
Milk got the kick that gives you more. Health kick. More nutrition in every pour. Health kick. I'm moving through the rhythm of a brand new day, 'cause the vitamins in milk help me on my way. Kick. So get on a health kick, let it pour. America's favorite health kick. Get on a health kick, milk's got more. Have more milk, 'cause milk's got more.
75-56 the final score, and it's Marion winning it. We are set now for the announcement to you of the winner of the Arthur L. Trester Award. Well, our apologies. That was the announcement being made of the Arthur L. Trester Award. It goes to Todd Anderson of Shelbyville. Todd named all South Central Conference. He made the all-sectional, all-regional, all-semi-state teams, probably the all-championship team. They're in 3 varsity letters in football, all South Central Conference quarterback, and Hilliard Gates has him right now.
Here he is being congratulated by his parents. We talked to him before the game tonight on the preview. This is Todd Anderson, a great all-round athlete, a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, an outstanding student, a brilliant quarterback. Congratulations, Todd.
Thank you. It's quite an honor. I just can't. It's overwhelming.
When you were with me at 7:30 tonight, did this ever enter your mind?
I had no idea. It's the biggest surprise in my life.
Tell me about your football exploit.
Well, I was fortunate enough to be on a good football team, and you know, we were winners, and you know, I had some great all-around athletes with me, and I just wish there was some way I could share this with the rest of my teammates, because it's just a great honor.
Well, you made a remarkable comeback this afternoon in that game. You were down 46-31, came back and tied it, lost it by 1 in the overtime, but it was a magnificent comeback, and you personally contributed tremendously.
Well, thank you. It's a great honor.
What are your hobbies? What do you do other than sports?
I love to hunt and fish, and I spend a lot of time with my family.
What kind of a grade average do you maintain?
Huh?
What kind of a grade average?
I'm not sure. I think it's around 3.5.
Out of a 4?
Yeah.
That's tremendous.
Thank you.
What is your ambition, Todd? What do you want to do?
I want to go to college, and I'm not sure what I'm going to major in yet. Probably business or education.
Somebody told me you might want to be a television announcer.
Oh, you know, I love being on TV. You know, it's a great thrill, and I like public speaking. You know, I wouldn't mind doing that.
They want to get your picture here. Congratulations, young man. I loved watching you play, and I like talking to you.
Thanks a lot. It's an honor.
Mr. and Mrs. Anderson, and who is that? Just being
his sister Kelly.
That's his sister Kelly. Well, she's more shaken up than anybody. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What is your first name?
Paul.
Paul, congratulations.
Thank you.
Paul.
Thank you very
Tell me
much.
about this. Your feelings at the moment.
It's just overwhelming. It's just the greatest feeling I've ever had, and I thank the Lord for that boy.
Well, he is a grand young man, and I'm sure you love every ounce of it.
Love him.
Is he good around the house?
Yes, he's great.
Is he good to his sister?
Sometimes.
Is she a great basketball fan, too?
She loves basketball. She plays, too.
Okay. I asked about his hobbies. Did he answer them truthfully?
Yes, he did.
Has he been this good all during his life?
Yeah.
Pretty close to it. We can brag about him a lot.
Did you play football or basketball?
No, he's my player that I never was.
Are you a sports fan?
Oh, I love it.
You go to all the games?
Yes.
What do you think of this afternoon when Todd was hitting all the long shots?
Well, he's been sick all week, and we didn't think he'd have a good game. He's been under doctor's care for 2 days and missed a day of school. But
And thank you, Dr. Sheets.
he had a lot of desire, and he wanted to do it, so he came out and played.
Do you have any inkling of this?
No. No, none at all.
Not until the name was announced?
Right.
Well, congratulations to both of you. You're a wonderful family, and Todd is an extremely intelligent and remarkable young man. I know you're very proud of him.
We are.
Thank you. All right. Yeah. Here's John Heaton up here talking to these athletes that have won these awards. John, we meet again for the third or fourth time in the last couple of days, and we've loved working with you.
This is one of the happiest ones, too, for Todd and his family. He's just a fine young man.
Well, he is an outstanding all-round athlete.
He certainly is. He's an excellent quarterback in football. Our baseball coach is trying to get him out to throw some. He's a good pitcher, but right now, of course, he's still wrapped up with our basketball.
He told me he likes his television business a little bit.
Well, I think he does. He must enjoy it. He's back again.
John, this has been a great week for you. I want to repeat, you took a team 3 years ago that was 1-20 and brought him to the Final Four here in Indianapolis in 3 years.
Well, here it has nothing to do with coaching, I can assure you. It's young men like Todd, Julius Denton, Brian Harrell. They've been with me for the 3-year period, and J.D. Lux, the young man who broke his foot in our regional contest. Those are the kind of kids that makes a coach look good.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you, Hilliard.
I hope to see you again real soon.
Thank you very much.
John Heaton of Shelbyville, the coach of Shelbyville. Bill Hunter here. Well, let's get, we'll come down to her.
Hilliard also,
this is
Todd Anderson's active in the Fellowship of Christian
This is
Athletes
Bill
and the Boys
Green's
Club.
mother. I want to congratulate you, Mrs. Green. You have the buttons, you have the picture of Bill, you have the corsage, and you have the great pride within your warm and wonderful heart tonight.
I certainly
Congratulations.
do. Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your feelings.
I just can't explain it.
Last year he won his
5
fourth.
times. I don't think I can stand anymore.
Last year he won his fourth, and I think we talked briefly, and you thought that was enough.
I did.
Now you'll take 5 anytime.
Yeah, and maybe next year, too.
Do you remember any of the other coaches like Marion Crowley and Glenn Curtis and
No,
Everett
I
Case
don't.
that won 4?
No,
You
I
don't remember
no.
them? Have you lived in Indiana all your life?
Yes.
Well, here's your young, proud son. He's still crying. Here's an embrace. Oh, how do you like that?
This is the one that first bought my first basketball. She told me when I went to college I was going to quit school, and she said, Bill, why don't you do something with a ball? And by golly, I became a coach, and we're there, aren't we?
Then you deflated the ball and got a golf ball and still having fun.
I
right?
know, and everything I do, I guess, is with a round ball or something. But we're just so proud, just so proud.
Well, I met your lovely wife at the Hall of Fame dinner on Thursday.
Right.
I want to see you and congratulate you.
Thank you so much. I just can't believe it.
You know, I can't think of anybody.
Once in a lifetime.
I really can't think of anybody, and this goes for all of you, who has handled this pressure and this situation better in the entire history of sports. I don't know anybody that can become immortal here and take it in the strides that he takes it.
Well, thank you, Hilliard. We really appreciate you and everybody in Fort Wayne. And, you know, how can a guy, I really don't know what to say. I'm just very, very fortunate to have a lot of good athletes. A lot of kids are responsible for it. McGinnis, Downing, Pack, and they come to the gym on Friday to wish these kids well. And, you know, that's what coaching's all about. And, you know, a lot of people are down on young people. Boy, I'm not. I believe in them.
You had 2 remarkable athletes here and 3 other players that played their role wholeheartedly.
Yes, and we're going to play better next year, we hope, Hilliard.
Bill, I don't think ever in the history of this tournament a team has started 5 juniors in a championship game.
Well, you know, that's going to be interesting to check out because I haven't, you know, I've been coming to these things not as long as you, but almost, and I don't ever remember it.
Well, I don't want to take away any of the joys of this particular moment, but you've got another game next Saturday afternoon at Lexington against the Kentucky champions at Pulaski, and the coach was here. He watched you all day long.
I know. It's going to be hard, Hilliard, and again, I'm not going to comment on it because I've not, you know, heard a lot about it. Commissioner Cato told us that he'd have a meeting with us after we get out for here. It's going to be hard to get the kids up, but we are going to go down there and we will play, and we're going to try to uphold the tradition of Indiana. But I really think maybe at a different time or something like that, maybe pick 2 teams and play. I don't know. I shouldn't say that but you know, coming off of Fort Wayne, you were there, and coming off of this, and then we have to go to the well again. I don't know if it's possible. We're going to give her a good effort, though.
When you lost to Warsaw, was this still on your mind? Was this 5th championship still feasible in your mind?
Oh, yeah. There was no question about it. Warsaw beat us fair and square. We just didn't play very well. We did make a bucket at the end, and they didn't give him a 3-point play. But, you know, nothing. Warsaw just beat us, and we played bad against Northrop the last 2 minutes, and North Central of Indianapolis just outright beat us. So we were playing bad in January, those 3 games. But then come time when the tournament come, and February 1st, we start talking tournament, and from then on, there's just no stopping them.
Bill, speaking of immortality, this should get you an invitation back to the Mad Anthony's this coming June.
I'm gonna do something for you, Hilliard.
What are you going to do?
You see that pin?
Yeah.
That's a Mad Anthony pin that I received last year, and that thing's been at every ball game. So I have to get another one for next year. If you don't invite me back, but get me a pin, will you?
Bill, congratulations.
Thank you.
Super guy.
Thank you.
Really enjoy working.
Thank you.
Kind of savor this for a long time.
I will.
Okay. Bill Green, the great coach of the Marion Giants.
Thank you, Jim.
And now back to Jerry.
Appreciate it.
Well, he is as nice in victory as he is in defeat, and that says a lot. And I think the man handles himself with a touch of class, because I don't care how tough you may be, he had to feel the prick of emotion from time to time. Tom Hession, you're not made out of steel. You got to feel the emotions once in a while.
Well, you do, and I think he expressed that to some extent here this evening, probably more so than we've ever seen Bill do that, because it was a very special occasion. And I think one of the things that you enjoy seeing, and that is an individual who loves what he's doing, and Bill truly loves coaching basketball.
All right, I don't know who in the world Hilliard is gathered around out there now. There's a massive humanity on the floor here at Market Square Arena. Hilliard, if you want it, take it.
Well, we were going to talk to Jay Edwards and Lyndon Jones, but they want to take an official team picture now, so I'll send it right back to you.
All right, Mel Weissong just came over and shook our hands over here. He has tasted victory before as far as the state championship is concerned, coaches the boys baseball team. And tell you what, let's do here, while we're awaiting Hilliard's interview, let's take a look at the final stats in this ball game today and let Tom do a bit of an analysis here. The stats are pretty much going to tell the story of the ball game, I believe.
Well, I think we indicated at the start that Anderson was going to have to shoot well to be in the ball game. They didn't shoot badly at 47%, as you see. But another tremendous night, just under 60% there for Marion. Free throw shooting, tremendous job by the Giants, 79%. Rebounds, they were able to get 7 more, as you see, and both teams limiting the turnovers. So really it was a matter, I suppose, of the 53 to 57 shots, maybe a little better selection overall, and not so much harassment from the defense where Marion's shots, and 30 of them fell. 6 more field goals. 15 of 19, great free throw shooting, and they just have the touch.
They're breaking free now after having that official picture taken. Let's go back out to Hilliard Gates.
Well, we have Jay Edwards here. Jay, another superb performance. You were hitting your outside shot probably as well as I've seen you.
Well, yes, I came out here and hit my first couple shots, and I knew I was going to be hot, so I just kept shooting the rest of the game.
Your rebounding was outstanding at the defensive end of the floor, but you do that rather regularly, don't you?
Yes, I stayed under, but then I got a couple fouls on me, so I had to go out to the guard position, but I still kept going in to rebound.
Well, good luck to you. Congratulations, young man. You're absolutely superb.
Thank you.
Lyndon Jones is here, and let's get this young man, also a junior. Lyndon, congratulations. Not too much difficulty here tonight, but you played within yourself.
Thank you.
Tell me how you feel.
I feel very great, because we wanted to win this game for Mr. Green, because he's the only man that's won 5 state championships, and just makes me feel good that I was a part of doing that.
Can you make it 6?
Yes, I can.
Congratulations.
Can I say something?
You sure have.
I'd like to dedicate this game to my grandfather and thank God for everything.
Well, congratulations to you, Lyndon. What a remarkable athlete. Assistant coach Mel Weissong has joined us, and he's wiping his brow, and I don't blame him. This has been hectic, but isn't that a great feeling?
Great feeling, Hilliard. It's just a privilege to work with a man like Bill Green, and everything that he does for these young men, and the hardest he works, and immortalized in Indiana high school basketball, and without a doubt he has to be the coach of the year in the United States.
Well, congratulations to you, Mel.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
6th in a row possible?
We're going to try it.
Great. All right, we're looking for somebody else, but we'll have to send it now back to Jerry Baker. Jerry?
Thank you, Hilliard. Let's thank the folks who put in such a long day today. They've been here since early this morning here at Market Square Arena. Our executive producer is Michael Davis and senior producer Bob Caldwell. Today's game was produced and directed by Dean McDowell. Our unit manager was Mark Emmons, the air control operator Mark Borders, and Mark Longerbone. Our technical director Mike Pope, and the folks who worked on the cameras, they had a long day too. Joe Goodrich, Eric Merriweather, Brad Hutton, Nelson Hastings, and Eddie Swanson. Audio handled by Fred Lawrence tonight. Video engineers Jim Miller, Ken Houchin. They make sure that it all gets back out and out to you folks out there, along with Mike Meddard. Our slow motion replay, Dick Blair and Bud Bray. Outstanding job, gentlemen. Floor director Mark Emmons, and we had running from here, there, thither to yon tonight. Status station was John Osler. Electronic graphics by Susie Reese. Well, final score is 75-56. Marion wins it. They had 25 points from Jay Edwards, 19 points from Lyndon Jones, and 16 from Derek Keys. 56 points for Anderson, led with a 23-point total of Eric Hathcock, and 16 from Anthony Kelly. Tom, it's been, as always, a remarkable day, the state championships in Indiana.
It was. Most people felt Marion was the best team, and so we'll have to say the best team won, and I think they proved it.
I agree. Any reproduction of our telecast forbidden without the express written permission of the IHSAA, who also has approval of the announcers in our telecast. For Hilliard Gates and Tom Hession, I'm Jerry Baker, inviting you to join us for the Mid-America Classic, the Tournament of Champions between the boys and the girls Indiana and Kentucky state champions, next Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time from Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. Final again, 75-56 Marion. And for Bill Green, championship number 5. So long, everybody.
You've been watching another championship event on the Indiana High School Athletic Association Network. Your network sponsors have been American Fletcher National Bank. At American Fletcher, the advantage is yours. The Milk Promotion Services of Indiana. And Farm Bureau Insurance and the nearly 700 Farm Bureau Insurance agents located throughout the state of Indiana.
IHSAA Boys High School Finals, brought to you in part by Indiana Gas Company. Come home to the comfort of natural gas. By Hills, a different kind of department store, saluting American competition. By McDonald's.